What's up everyone? Welcome to another video guys. In this video I'm actually making this video because I want to stay up until I'm supposed to be bro, I swear to god I'm like on my last leg right now because he's burly as yeah, so pretty much
I'm hardly desperate for anything, really.
I'm like trying to stay awake because I'm supposed to be staying awake for until whatever. So anyways, we're gonna do some cybersecurity. I haven't done much cybersecurity lately, so I'm gonna try to do this. So first of all, I'm gonna show you guys something really important. So this is what I call interception. I mean, it's not what I call interception, but so once you go here, you can turn on intruder proxy and turn out the intercept. You can click on open browser, and you can get the community browser. So from here, you can pretty much search up any website. For example, I'm gonna use Claude for this example because I have it literally open right here, and we're gonna paste this URL. So as you can see, we're starting to capture different packets over here. So we're gonna click on forward all because I want to have all of them over here. Now mind you, I have a better way to do things. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna drop everything here, and we're gonna close this browser for now. Okay, and we're going to give it a scope. We're going to define a scope. So on this scope, I have a bunch of files. So I have it as dirs.txt in my downloads. So if I can double click on it, I can show you guys what's in dirs.txt. So these are all the important files. So things like app.js, app.tsx, it's on there. Yeah, .ts, there we go. We have main.html. So all the base files basically. App.css, these stuff, server.js, and main.js. There we go. So main files. So that's what this has. It's like an enumeration list. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna import these over here onto this one, so that way we have a defined scope right here. And from there we're gonna run the intrusion scan. So there we go. We have everything imported here. So we're gonna go into proxy, going to open the same URL. So we're gonna copy, and let's paste that URL right here. So now it's going to start capturing. I need to re-enable this. There we go. Forward everything. I'm not logged in here, so I might get some errors. So that's okay. We'll work with what we have. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into sitemap. So as you can see, and these are the APIs. So these are the external APIs. So some of them are external APIs, some of them are internal APIs, like this one, for example. So we have a lot more files. So if I copy this URL and if I paste it on the usual browser, I might be able to access some of these resources. So I refresh this. Okay, so it seems like some usual code. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're going to use the other one. Let's see what the other one is about. Seems like we have a bunch of rubbish code right here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna see what's inside these, because it selected these files because it matched whatever description that we gave as the scope. So that's why we're getting those stuff in return. So we're getting a bunch of code over here. So as you can see, it's pretty messy. So now I can just download it. Yeah. So we can extract important stuff from there as well. We can also do this, and we can see what's behind the skeleton of the website. For example, see. So we have a lot more resources here, as you can see. So we have everything sort of wrapped up. And we have what sub endpoints and everything in between, as you can see, right? So we have a lot more data over here. Reboot this. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to do something a little more intriguing. Okay, so I was trying to run Mimikatz, but I don't have it installed, so I need to install it on Windows. But right here, as you can see, let's say NC, and we'll connect onto another computer. So let's say this one. Okay. If I just do ipconfig e0, sorry, fconfig. Let's get the IP. Boom. Okay. So we're gonna connect onto this. So we're gonna open a certain port number on this. Okay, so let's say 5000, and okay, so we're gonna open this port number, and then we're gonna connect onto this computer, which is this one. So let's go on to if config. We're going to copy this, and then we're going to run that on port 5000. So boom. Okay. So what we're going to do is over here, we're going to say hello. And as you can see, it says hello. So it's pretty much a reverse shell, which means both of them connected together. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do something a little more crazier than that, right? So for example, we can just run a few commands. So let's say, for example, let's do it the other way around, because I want this terminal to be able to access this one. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this and say we're going to connect onto this. So let's say if config. Actually, you know what? Just let me. Alright, well, I'm going to send the file across. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to send that file across. So the way I'm going to do that is basically I'm going to connect onto 80. So we're going to copy this one. Okay, so we're going to, because we have opened the port, we're going to connect on to 5000 because we have opened this here. Oops, seems like it's undiscoverable, which is understandable. So let's try again. On port 5000. So we are open on this. Let's try again and see connect. It doesn't seem like it's connecting onto this one, so it's pretty kind of a bummer, because this is the IP of this one, which is this. Okay, of the Ethernet, but it's not connecting onto it, so it's a little bit of a bummer, but it's okay because it says network is unreachable, right? So, but from this, it's simple. Like the other way around, it's actually very fucking easy. LVMP, but then let's say let's work with what we have right now. No, we have this running, so we're going to connect onto this. Sorry, we're going to connect onto this from this, and boom, just like that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to say, let's say cat, there we go. So let's say cd into, so right now I'm in the, I think I'm in the normal folder, so let's say cd into desktop, and let's say touch wow.txt. Is that thing here? Do you create wow.txt? Say su. Touch, let's say hello kitty.txt, and see. So we've done that. Let's do I don't think that was a thing before, because I for sure don't see it. So the touch. Yeah, see, it's not creating the file. Obviously, it doesn't have the privilege to create that here. So we're gonna do something else. We're gonna do return. I don't think I can do that, but I will try on this one. Okay, so we're gonna log in, and we have this running here. So we're gonna copy. So we have the application running, obviously, on localhost. So I don't know what's up with it. So what we're gonna do is we're going to try. So Interesting. So we're gonna do, hold on. So we have server side. So this is also really cool because, let's say for example, this request, right? Like if I try this request by repeating it here with this, if I send this request on HTTPS, I get no response back, right? It's probably because of the cookie. But when I send it like this, okay, so we're getting a response back now, right? So as you can see, we're getting moved temporarily, right? So this is the HTML. So let's see where it's moved towards. So this is where it's moved towards. So that's an A tag, right? So this is a head stripe. So we just copy this and let's say paste this. Okay, so it seems like it's a 404. So if I run so we can enable the stuff, everything test. That's fine. So once we have all these files, so obviously we get the repeater, so we see what the response is. So we're gonna go into target, client, so obviously repeater. So this is what we're getting a 200. So what is this? On my website, for example, you can like do insecure direct object reference. For example, if I do 14, and then if I change this to like 12, I can still get like, because it's not encrypted, right? So that's why I'm working towards encrypting this param, right? Because you can directly see it right here. See, 14, and then if I do 12, you can directly see that as well. So that's the problem. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try something different. So over here, right? Let me see. Yeah. Let me try what? Okay, so we're gonna delete these items and enable the intruder and drop, make sure everything's dropped. Boom. So now we're gonna intercept this. So now it's adding this. As you can see, we have a lot more files. So even though, because it's running locally on my computer, so you can see a lot more files within this. So we see the usual files, right, that are inside this. So there's a lot of files here. So all are responsible for, all are within scope, and all are responsible for something. You know what I mean? So let's paste this, for example. This is just a static website. Let's see what this is about. Okay, so we're getting something here. So VM is a deployment, right? Some features are okay. So we're getting a pretty much an Easter egg. So nope. Cool. Nothing? Okay. What about base? That's not true. Interesting. We're getting a 404. Okay, that's fine. So we can, you know, speaking of which, let me make sure this. Okay, so over here you can set a sniper attack. So for example, sniper attack is if you are having the key and value pairs like this is the key, username, and then this is the password like this. But then if you want to do pitchfork attack, this is when you have the key and the value individually. For example, this could be for keys, and then this could be for you know, the values, right? For example, username and then password. What's the password assigned to it? So key is the username, and then the password is the value, right? So P1, right? You can import a P1 list, for example. I can import a bunch of usernames, and then I can import a bunch of passwords that will match that. So we're sending all that in this payload, and once you send this, click on the start attack button, it's going to send that. So for example, let me show you guys foxfactory.com, right? If you paste this here, you can see. Okay, so let me try something, right? So before that, I'm going to show you guys delete. Okay, so I'm going to enable proxy interceptor, and we're going to clear. Okay, so we're going to do foxfactory.com. I'm going to forward everything. I'm just going to scroll around. That way it picks up more stuff. Make sure everything is sent through. I think everything's sent through at this point. So let's go. So foxfactory.com, you see all the files in scope, obviously. So now what we can do is we're going to try to. So we see obviously the responses. There's no responses here. So let's see if any of these bring in any responses. So we seem to have a response from the files inside this. Seems like an email. So we're getting a 200 back. So this is a cookie which is set automatically. So yeah, obviously I can't access it from here. So it seems like an email. So it's a main.js. So let me copy. Sorry. Seems to be the file. Copy. Paste it here. Boom. So we're getting some information here, but it's encrypted, obviously. So what we can do is, so obviously we see a request and a response here, right? So we're getting a 404 in this case, but then if you have a cookie, if you have a valid cookie, it's gonna give you a 200. See the difference in the response? So what we could do is, we could try something a little creative, right? And that's basically okay in terms of what I wanted to do. I wanted to let me show you guys. Where was it? Intruder. So right here. So this is if you wanna like brute force your way through user sensitive usernames and passwords. For example, if I do in that list, so it's a go. And we're gonna find users, see if there's any. Right, so we're gonna do, so as you can see we have users like this. So we have old users, so even if I try to access it right here, I can still see these users. For example, this guy, right? And blind man, for example, if I just copy it, it's insecure object reference, right? So right here, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to select something a little more intriguing. For example, this one, right? So I'm gonna do a SQL map. Oops, let me just SQL map and and then let's say current DB and then dump. So I'm saying dump everything that's in the current database. Okay. Seems like we had a problem. Python. Okay, so we'll use this on Kali. So that's because we need Python to run that. Current DB. Alright, so let's do. We try to do something a little different. So let's say SQL map help. And let's look for current DB. Current DB like this, okay? So we're gonna do current DB. Is it one? These flags are confusing. Current DB. Copy. Oh, it's because of this. There we go. Because I forgot to mention the fact that it's a string, so seems like we're getting some information back. It's interesting. Let's give some time. Foxfactory.com does not exist. It's crazy because it does. So how about we try the DW damn vulnerable web application? But before that, I think I'm gonna try. See, for example, where is it? Let me try Wayback URLs on this. That's basically this one. So we're not getting anything back. So that's annoying, but okay. We're gonna run something a little more interesting. So for example, we're gonna say just do derb, isn't it? Derb Forex Factory. Alright. Sorry. Then we can give it a word list as well, so it's a derb. Yeah, we can give it a word list file. So I had a word list file before, but I don't have it anymore. So okay, so we have the URL base and the word list files. Okay, so it's using this file, right? Or responses 403, right? So we'll have to expand our word list, right? And look for more specific keywords within the infrastructure. So we need more scanning done. So as you can see, we're getting a lot of data here. So for example, if I just copy, I just paste it here, we should be getting something. Okay, so we have an image, for example. This is a PHP file. So let me just copy. No. So yeah, we're getting some really cool stuff here. So the index.php. So that's this. I've tried accessing this. Boom. See? So yeah, it's pretty cool. WordPress login. So WordPress login, this you can like intercept the connection. You can test out with different things. For example, the request packet and the response packet. So let's say right here, we're gonna drop this, and we're going to turn off intercept. We're going to turn this on, and we're going to restart the browser and paste that. Boom. Forward. Okay, so we have everything loaded up, right? So we're going to, let me actually drop these. Going to try again and forward. Cool. So now as you can see, we have WordPress. Okay, so we have these files within. This is the login file. So we have a login lost password. Okay, so I guess if you do lost password here, I guess if you give it the action equals lost password. Okay, so there we go. So we have that. So let's go to VP lost password. So we don't have a response here, right? Obviously. So we're going to do login. So login, as you can see, we have a response, which is the usual stuff that we see here. But okay, in this request, so when we're sending, let's say, okay, so this is what we see before. Action lost password right here. So what we could do is we could, okay, so obviously right here we have a default cookie, right? I don't see a cookie here. So if I go into page source, post request is submit right here. So to this file. So let's say we login, right? So redirect to value login. Redirect to this one, right? So if we so we can try a bunch of different passwords all at once. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this one. I'm going to try password. So this is not example.com, it's going to be target. That's not going to be a list here. So it's going to be to this route, right? P1 is obviously going to be wait. I don't have a cookie, so I'm going to try loading, right? Okay, so yeah, so pretty much if I have a bunch of usernames in a list, I could give that as payload 1 and payload 2, for example this one and this one. So cookie, obviously I need to keep it gathered, that's value 3, and I could just give this route, right? And then if I could give base route, so payload 1 and payload 2, everything is empty, so I'm going to say yes. And no, actually this is not a cookie, so it's just cval is obviously the cookie, so we can create cookies here as well. So let's click on p1, say user, let's just add user as the key, and then the value is obviously like, I don't know, password. So usually root is one of those things, so root, so user, and then say password. Okay, so we're gonna try pitchfork attack. So we have this. Now we have both of these assigned right here. So we don't have this one, so I'm going to get rid of this cookie, and we're going to get rid of this. So let's try clicking. So we're getting a 200 back, right? So response received 23. So we're getting some sort of response here. So payload 1 is not sending through for some reason, but payload, this first payload, I guess we've got rendered to yeah, so it should be incorrect password. These are just the subpads. Cool. Okay. Cool. Anyways, what I'm gonna do next is the proxy, right? So getting everything here. So we get everything transferred all over to here because we don't need everything in the proxy to be displayed, because all we need is the stuff that's in scope. So we get those stuff over here, and then we see what we can do from there, right? So obviously we have some cool stuff coming back, right? For example, this is the response. So this is the usual response, right? So we haven't done anything specifically new, but we did get a few subpads. We also did do the same thing with derp. As you can see, we have a lot more files that are coming across. So if I do derp, if I give it more threads, I believe we could do it much faster. Right, so we could try Mm, okay. So we're getting a lot of different files. As you can see, we're getting a constant 200. Let's see what this is about. Seems like an interesting record. I can't access it, okay. Interesting. Some of these files I actually can't access them. Fine, let's do Buster. Sorry. That's fine. Probably not gonna work. But yeah, I mean it's pretty cool. Let me try this. So let me extract this and then let me see what this Mimicat type is about. So
Want to spice up your listening? Smart Shuffle can weave in song recommendations for your playlist when you join Spotify Premium, or start a jam.
This is the word list that they use. Interesting. So if I give it a custom word list, it should be able to look for those stuff, isn't it? No. I wanna... No. Does it have? Okay. So it's using a default word list. I'm gonna use derp, and I'm gonna give it a custom word list. And then... Right, so we're gonna give it a derp.txt, so it's a word list. So it's a derp, and let's copy my website. And then we're gonna do drag and drop this file. Let's see. So it's using this for the word list scan. So it's using all this. Yeah, I should probably give it. I literally just had it here, so I don't know where the fuck it went. Yours, my bad. Copy. Paste this here. Boom. In that case, I need to run it with... If it runs into one of these... Pretty cool. Right, so it's because it's on Warsaw. get Mimikatz running on my computer, but there's like a lot of files within this, it's a bit complex in that sense. Okay, so anyways, you guys understand how it's done. I mean, port scanning is obviously very simple. You just do nmap and then, you know, you can just even use nmap for that. But what is not simple though, however, is this. Metasploit is a bit complex, but it's not that bad. But burp sweet, that's fine. There we go. This is not those guys. See? Crazy. Basically the source folder. It's this one. It's this one. So these are the different DNSs. For example, this one is the main one. T5. Let's get. under boxfactory.com. That's like the first one. IPv4s and then IPv6s. So we'll get the information done. Once it's done, should be able to should display a lot more ports and stuff. So I've checked enabled scan for scripts, operating systems, T5 timing options, timing speed, and then ports from 0 to 1000. Because those are usually the most important. Yeah, that's pretty much it for. Adds up with the see. So Jacksonville, see what this is. Right, so again, Cloudflare. See, this is the DNS obviously, and that's referring to this 403. So we're using HTTPS because at this point they're using HTTPS, right? They're using HTTPS for sure. See. 435. Boom. So we have HTTPS. So under HTTPS, we have see these IPs. If any exploits are available. 403s. It knows the fact that we are referring to, so yeah, it does understand that. Where is it? Where is this, intruder? He was right here. No, I swear to God it was right here. Okay. OWASP. Top 10. That's fine. OAuth 2 sessions. Burp. The usual stuff.
Já não sei falar de amor e por favor me leve a sério. Não aguento mais sonhar. Decidi me entregar pouco em cada boca e banalizar a grande causadora da minha insônia.
Yeah, I'm just gonna probably head out for now because I'm fucking tired as well. But yeah, it was pretty nice understanding usual common ports, like 25 for example, SMTP, email transmission. So this is pretty cool because it summarizes the common ports. Protocols again. The SMTP is obviously on port 25. You manage services, for example.
Já não sei falar de dor, faço favor, não leve a sério. Basta rir pra não chorar. Eu sei, tu diz que já viu um amor que não tem posse, tem cor infantil.
Network time protocol.
Mas eu cansei de procurar. Vem me encontrar, vem me encontrar. Amor de filme não existe, é triste. Melhor você se
Network attached storage area network. Okay. Just a protocol, different protocols. File transfer protocol, secure file transfer protocol, secure socket layer, transport layer security. Yeah, transport layer security. Hypertext transfer protocol and secure. Secure shell, pretty much. See? So you can execute commands and stuff. Port scanning through nmap and all that. And looking out for DNSs using NS lookup, tracing packets, and IP tables. IP tables, I'm not too sure what it does. Okay. It's like Wireshark, I believe. So it's IP tables. Seems interesting. IP tables. Address resolution protocol. Virtual local area network. A few other stuff here. So TCP dump. So that's for like all the packets and stuff, right? So it's a TCP dump. Say it like this. If I do like interesting. TCP dump. See what netstat does. intrusion detection system, intrusion prevention system. So these stuff are usual stuff, the basic stuff here. Memory dump, using what do you call it, mimikatz and all that, salting, hashing algorithms, obfuscation, it's like hiding vulnerable code properly, phishing, that's social engineering stuff. Right. The usual protocols and stuff, IP security, and SRTP, secure real-time transport protocol. Right, secure real-time transport. Cyber. SRTP is secure real-time transport protocol. Right. So let's see, port blocking is obviously free, have vulnerable portion stuff, ACLs and access control lists in AWS mainly, and what else do we have here? Host-based intrusion prevention system, network-based intrusion prevention detection system and prevention system. What media? Endpoint detection and response. So that's like sending a request and what's the response we're having. If it's vulnerable, data loss prevention. Okay, it's coming under CIA model under availability, right? So 0 day, I think it's like, yeah. So if someone else, if a certain vulnerability is not patched, then someone else uses it again, it's obviously 0 day. With the usual stuff, any download. Let's see what this does. Seems like an interesting file. What was I looking at? Alright. Oh yeah, I was looking at the SQL injection, so using SQL map. I need to learn SQL map properly. Virtual Wi-Fi protection setup, yep. ACLs and stuff, GCP. So this is a cloud, obviously. Simple storage, usual stuff. So I'm going to close this one real quick, and then I'm going to try to understand what's going on here. I gotta sign up. That's crazy. I gotta sign up here. It's crazy. Anyways. Anyways, I'm probably gonna head out for now, and then I'm gonna try to do this later. Alright? With that being said, guys, I'll see you guys in some time, I guess, because,